you cannot wait anymore for your baggage.
No, you've got...
What's wrong with those? Sometimes waiting for the baggage is longer than the flight.
His life anecdotes, his quick wit, his excited and at times almost aggravated but always lovable manner made Regis Philbin one of the most popular talk show hosts of all time.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And it all started with a conversation he had while wrapping up his service with the U.S. Navy.
This one guy, his name was Major Flake. So what are you gonna do with the rest of your life? He said. He was tough as nails. I said, you know, Major, I'd like to get into television, but I have no experience. I've never been up, I've never been on a stage, I've never tried to do anything. I don't know. He said, don't you know you could have anything you want in this life? You've only got to want it bad enough. Now, do you want it? I said, this guy's very upset. So I clicked my hands, my heels, gave him a salute, said, yes, sir, I want it. Told myself I wanted it. I got in the car, I went up to Hollywood, and I got a job. And I wrote every day a little message about what I had seen that day at the show. Some good, some bad. Some bad was supposed to be funny. And I would hang out late at night. And everybody would read it, and they would laugh, you know, they thought it was funny.
Those funny notes led to a writing job, then eventually his own local show in San Diego, California in 1961.
In San Diego, you didn't have many writers, so...
No writers at all.
Yeah, so it was all you. Is that where you started kind of the opening chit-chat segment?
Yes, yes.
Tell me about how that went about.
Well, in those days, I was working by myself. So on a Saturday night, I would come out and I'd have a little 200 people audience, and I would just tell them what I had seen during the week. We had some laughs.
The show would enter national syndication a few years later and lead Philbin to even more exposure as sidekick on The Joey Bishop Show, a job that led him to meet his childhood hero, Bing Crosby.
I told him I wanted to be Bing Crosby, and I told him I used to listen to him on the radio. He remembered that. So when we came out of commercial, he said, Bing, this kid used to listen to you all the time on the radio. Regis, sing a song to Bing. So I looked at Bing Crosby, and I picked out my favorite song. Every time it rains, pennies from heaven. Don't you know each cloud contains pennies from heaven? That's the kind of song he sang to keep the country up. So, applause, Crosby, applause. I saw him, he loved it.
Philbin would go on to host a number of programs from Los Angeles, but his popularity would soar after he reluctantly went to New York for a meeting with an old boss.
He's Italian. He says to his Italian friend, you don't want to come here. The Italian friend says, he'd be big here. They started talking then in Italian, so that I couldn't understand what they were saying. They broke me down. I finally said, I'll come to New York. I'll try it. Tell you what, 1 year, okay? 1 year. And if I can't make it, I'll leave.
He never left.
All this and more now on The Morning Show.
Regis co-hosted New York City's The Morning Show, which would eventually find a new co-host for Regis and become the nationally syndicated Live with Regis and Kathie Lee.
I'm not supposed to go to the hospital until they're every 5 minutes and last a minute long. And that's not, I'm not anywhere near that.
That's really something. Yeah. Well, you're taking it like an old pro. I mean.
Well, it doesn't hurt yet.
It's coming! Hang on for the ride of your life!
The unscripted back-and-forth banter that was a necessity due to tight budgets back in the day for Regis was now a highlight of the show, showcasing the chemistry between the two hosts.
We have no writers. So I want you to tell me what you did last night, the funny things that happened to you, if anything. And I'm going to tell you what I did. And I would go out at night, force myself out something in New York to see that I can talk about with her the next day and have fun with it.
In late 2011, the hardest working man in show business retired from Live.
I thought it was time, and maybe I should I've done the show for 28 years, the same show.
But even today, Regis Philbin still makes occasional TV appearances, sharing his anecdotes the way only he can, and enjoying every minute of it.
Is that your final answer?
Is that your final answer? It was my final answer, yeah.